The Roberts family had always cherished their annual family vacation. This year, they chose the picturesque island of Maui, a tropical paradise that promised sun, sand, and unforgettable memories. Jack and Emily, along with their 2 kids, Lucas and Mia, looked forward to a week of relaxation and family bonding. As they checked into the luxurious resort, Emily couldn't help but notice the breathtaking views and the warm, welcoming atmosphere. It felt like the perfect escape from their hectic lives back home. Little did she know, this vacation would unravel their lives in ways she could never have imagined. The first few days were idyllic. They swam in the crystal-clear ocean, explored hidden waterfalls, and enjoyed delicious local cuisine. Jack, an investment banker, seemed more relaxed than he had been in months, while Emily, a schoolteacher, reveled in the joy of watching her children play without a care in the world. However, on the 4th day, Emily noticed a change in Jack. He seemed distracted, his attention often wandering to his phone. She brushed it off, thinking he might be catching up on some urgent work. But as the days passed, his behavior became more peculiar. He would disappear for hours, offering vague explanations about exploring the island or needing some alone time to decompress. One afternoon, while Jack was supposedly out for a walk, Emily decided to take a stroll along the beach with Lucas and Mia. As they walked, Lucas pointed out a small beachside cafe in the distance. "Mom, look. Dad's sitting over there with a lady." Emily's heart skipped a beat. She squinted against the sun, and saw Jack laughing with a woman she didn't recognize. They were sitting close, their body language intimate. A rush of emotions flooded her mind: confusion, betrayal. "Let's go back to the pool, kids," Emily said, trying to keep her voice steady. She hurried them away before they could ask more questions. That evening, she confronted Jack. "Who was that woman, Jack? I saw you with her at the cafe." Jack's face went pale. "Emily, it's not what you think. She's just a friend from work. You happened to be here on vacation too." "We were just catching up." Emily wanted to believe him, but doubt gnawed at her. Their once solid trust felt fragile. Over the next few days, Emily's suspicions grew. Jack continued to sneak off, always with excuses that seemed increasingly flimsy. Emily's mind raced with possibilities, each one more painful than the last. One evening, while Jack was out again, Emily decided to follow him. She hired a local taxi and directed the driver to discreetly trail Jack's rental car. Her heart pounded in her chest as they wound through narrow roads, finally stopping at a secluded villa. From her vantage point, Emily watched Jack embrace the same woman from the cafe, their kiss lingering in the warm evening air. Tears streamed down her face as the truth hit her like a tidal wave. Jack was cheating on her, and he had brought his affair to their family vacation. The betrayal cut deep, and Emily felt a mix of rage and heartbreak. She couldn't believe the man she loved and trusted had been deceiving her. That night, Emily didn't sleep. She lay awake, her mind a storm of emotions: anger, sorrow, confusion. She wanted to scream, to confront Jack. But she also feared what it would do to their children. She decided to gather more evidence before making any drastic decisions. The next day, Emily pretended everything was normal. But inside, she was a wreck. She discreetly took photos of Jack and his lover, documenting their every meeting. It was painful, but she needed proof for what was to come. On the final night of their vacation, Emily could no longer keep the facade. After putting Lucas and Mia to bed, she confronted Jack. Her voice trembled with a mixture of fury and heartbreak as she laid out the evidence she had gathered. "Jack, I know everything. I saw you with her. How could you do this to us, to our family? Jack's face turned ashen. Emily, please, let me explain. But Emily couldn't hear him. Explain. Explain how you betrayed me. How you ruined our family vacation with your lies. Jack's shoulders slumped. He knew there was no defense. I'm so sorry, Emily. I never wanted to hurt you. It just happened. I was feeling disconnected, and she made me feel alive again. Emily's heart ached with a mix of sorrow and hatred. And what about us, Jack? What about our children? Did they mean nothing to you? Jack fell silent, his guilt written all over his face. Emily felt a pang of pity, but it was overshadowed by her anger and pain. We're leaving tomorrow, she said firmly. And when we get home, we're going to figure out what happens next. But for now, I need to be with my kids. The flight back home was silent and tense. Lucas and Mia sensed something was wrong, but Emily couldn't bring herself to explain. Her mind was a whirlwind of thoughts. Could she ever forgive Jack? Did she even want to try? Back home, Emily sought solace in her closest friends and family. She needed their support more than ever. She also decided to see a therapist to help her navigate her feelings. Jack moved into the guest room, giving Emily the space she needed. Days turned into weeks, and Emily slowly began to process the betrayal. She focused on her children, who were her greatest source of strength. Jack, on the other hand, was a broken man. He tried to make amends, but he knew it was up to Emily to decide their fate. One evening, after a particularly long therapy session, Emily sat Jack down. I've thought long and hard about us, about what you've done. I can't just forget or forgive easily. What you did was unforgivable. Jack nodded, tears brimming in his eyes. I know, Emily. I don't deserve your forgiveness. But I love you and the kids. I want to make things right. Emily took a deep breath. I don't know if we can ever go back to the way things were. But for the sake of our children, I'm willing to try counseling together. But understand this, Jack, this is your one chance. If you ever betray me again, it's over. Jack agreed, grateful for the glimmer of hope. They began couples therapy, facing the painful truths and working through their issues. It was a long, arduous journey, filled with setbacks and breakthroughs. Trust, once shattered, was slowly, painstakingly rebuilt. Years later, as they sat in their backyard watching Lucas and Mia play, Emily and Jack reflected on their tumultuous journey. The scars of betrayal remained, but they had found a way to heal together. Their love was no longer naive and idealistic. It was tested, scarred, but ultimately, it endured. Emily knew she would never forget the betrayal. But she had chosen to forgive, to rebuild. And as she held Jack's hand, she knew that, despite everything, they had found their way back to each other.